Okay guys, I am back, and I think like most of us, I have all these strips that we've cut off of different things that we don't know what to do with, and we obviously don't want to throw them away. So I know everybody's been doing like a lot of different things with their papers. So I thought of something just a little bit different. Instead of like kind of cutting them up into like little pieces, I have just been lining this because this will be, and what I'm doing is I'm just tearing one end, like one long ways, and then just kind of tearing out the others, and then just kind of lining them up haphazardly a little bit. And for now, until we get down to the smaller portions, I can do it on the file folder. And this is just one like standard size file folder. And this will be the cover that I'm going to work on. Hopefully, I mean, this will probably be like a 2 or 3 part video. I'll have to stop and pause you and, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, we're really, all I'm doing is using up my scraps that I've been using, like in other journals. And then like pieces that I had cut down, but were like, you know, wonky or whatever. Now I'm just kind of pulling them and just, you know, like I said, making them just longer, cover more space at one time, I guess. Maybe it was my thought. So I'm not inking any of this. So yeah, like I said, I know everybody's seen a ton of scrap busting stuff, but I hadn't seen this particular way of doing it. Because I think on the inside, I don't know, maybe this is the inside. I haven't decided yet. We'll decide when we get there. Okay, so one thing I want to point out is the way that I tore it, I'm putting the side that doesn't have the white paper, and then I'm covering it up. Make sense? So that the only side you have here is just like the paper piece, so to speak. And yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of doing it haphazardly. I'm just going to take all of the little ones here. So yeah, hopefully most of your lives are kind of getting back to a new normal. Ours kind of is. We're still waiting on word about fair. I mean, if I had to guess, we're not going to have it. Our local fairgrounds rented it out to FEMA, and they have like 30 days to vacate. But in the meantime, FEMA demanded that the floors be poured of concrete, so all of our arenas are no longer arenas. They're all concrete padded now, which that'll all have to come out and come up and be completely wasteful of resources, in my opinion. And they have yet to treat anybody in our area at the FEMA camp, basically. So yeah, that's, I guess I shouldn't be negative Nelly, right? Everybody needs encouragement and uplifting at the moment, right? Sorry, I just can't really be with this whole thing. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I get it. FEMA's important in case in our area it had really done a huge outbreak, but, you know, it didn't. And so now the kids, because this fairgrounds in our area was built specifically for the kids. Like, it wasn't, the taxpayers voted on it, and so it's really, you know, it's disheartening that the kids have to sacrifice now even more because of other things, you know. So yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of haphazardly putting some of these things on there. And like I have this sheet here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do that one and do another. I guess for you it would be vertical or horizontal, right? But yeah, I am a bit frustrated with the whole thing. It's like, really, because you can't really have animals in an arena that has concrete on it. I mean, you can if you do it right, but at the end of the day, it's just not healthy for hooves and stuff to be, you're doing junior rodeos and stuff on concrete. I'm just frustrated with our local government. It's like, really, come on. I mean, I get it. There's a need. It's just, murr. Murr. And you know what's weird is I'm usually a person that, you know, it's better to need it and not have it than it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You know, I usually subscribe to that, right? But where babies are concerned, and the fact that most of them have had to give up everything of their summer plans, like every like local summer camp and everything's been canceled. It's just like one more insult, you know? Just one more thing. Okay, and instead of like losing that, I'm gonna just go ahead and put that like up here. And these are a combination, I guess I should have said that from the beginning, huh? These are a combination of different pages from Susan Taylor Brown. Poppiness is her Etsy store. This particular one that I'm ripping now came out of the Sundance kit. And then these were from the Aptos. Those are by far my favorite kits out of her shop. So far, I mean, they have the most versatility in my opinion. I think I've been trying anyways over the last couple of months to kind of show you how much versatility her kits have in general, but then also, you know, you get a pretty good value. You know, if nature stuff is your thing, then this is the kit. These are the kits for you. Does that make sense? Well, even her nature kits aren't specifically just nature. You know what I mean? Like the eco dye isn't just for nature stuff. It certainly works well with anything nature related, but you know, I've used them a handful of times, like in that ring bound journal that I did. Okay, and I'm going to put something there because it needs breaking up right there. And then I think on the inside, and I tore that one completely wrong. So I'm just, instead of getting rid of, like, using something different, I'm just going to ink it. I haven't inked any of the others, but I just stuck my wrist in the glue. That's what happens when you are chit-chatting and not paying attention, right? Anyways, yes, like I said, it's just terribly frustrating for the kids right now. So, I mean, it's very possible that we're not even going to have a fair, but still, like, I don't know, our county and the company who runs the fairgrounds, like, I could tell you horror stories about our local government, which I won't because, you know, none of it would be nice. And then I'm not going to worry too much about this far piece because it is going to be cut off. So I'm just going to go as far to the edge as I think I should. And it's really, this whole thing is a pretty brilliant way to, oh, not that I'm calling myself brilliant. I'm referring more towards like the people who have already like started their scrap busting stuff, but the whole concept is pretty brilliant, if you ask me, because there's not a ton of work involved in it. And I got rid of a lot of scraps doing this, you know, that I normally, I mean, they would have just sat around. But and I think originally Carol Laws was the one that did like a lot of the videos of how to kind of, you know, collage on a large scale to create tags, which this is pretty similar techniques, only I'm going to be using it as a cover. And I think maybe, don't quote me, but I think Gail did one a little while ago with it. Or similar. I mean, obviously not her work, but you know what I mean? Like, it was similar to what I'm doing here. And I think even Amy over Crafty Cat's done something similar for a cover. Oh, my heater's popping. It's supposed to be in the 70s today. Not so much. Not here anyways. Okay, now I know I said I wasn't going to cover too much of it, but I think I am just going to use this little piece here and just take it off. And just fill it in right there. Okay, so that's this side. Now, I have just a few, like I had a whole stack, like I said, and now I'm down to, this is the little scraps, and then that's all I have left really of little scraps, and then this is like full printed sheets here. So we'll use them if we have to, but I think on the inside I've got a ton of these, and so I think, and I've got them like in different colors, so I think that might be what I do. Like I said, they're everywhere. Like here's a bunch here. I like just varying shades here. I think I'll just, you know, keep on keeping on what I'm doing here. Okay, so this one, I don't really have to worry too much, I don't think, about any of that, because it's an end piece, and it's going to be cut off, and then we're going to be layering, like, the jagged edges up here. I don't know why I tore off that other piece, but, you know, I think I'm pretty sure I've already talked about it, but, yeah, I took like a 5-day break away from videoing and everything to kind of clean up my room and just to kind of decompress, and I gotta tell you, it helped a lot. And I wonder what would happen if we just threw a little bit of ink on there. Well, that looks kind of cool. What else we got here? I think I'll save this piece since it's ripping kind of oddly. And my ruler? Here it is. I don't know. I'm just laying down pieces, guys. Just random. What I got. I kind of like that. Then I think I'm going to layer the insides and the outsides up a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm kind of liking that. Okay, now let's do this again. I think I'm gonna have to break for lunch here soon. Girl's getting a little hungry. I think this is kind of what I intended and envisioned in the other side, but you know, once you get to a certain point, because I was trying to like lay this over this and that over that, and I just think it got a little awry. Okay, so that kind of looks cool, right? Because there's like this right here with the leaf. I kind of like that. Kind of digging it. Sorry if you guys are bored out of your gourd. Okay, so I may stop and then come back when it's complete and just join a couple of the videos together. I'm kind of waiting for Grace to get finished if she's doing her, they call it AP here, Advanced Placement Classes. At any rate, there's like tests that you can take every year, and it gives you college credit if a college accepts it. Does that make any sense? Like, so she can test on those advanced placement classes and then hopefully get college credit with it. Okay, so let's just take off another end here. So I'm trying to be quiet a little bit. I mean, I have my door closed, so it's not crazy, but oh yeah, so the craft room, it's not done yet, but I will say I managed to clean out so much, and I didn't even get rid of hardly anything. I just watched a couple organizational video things and kind of came up with my own plan. But one of the plans was to put all my spool, like ribbon and laces, on card. And boy, let me tell you, that is probably the best thing I have ever done in my life. Oh yeah, look at that. I love how that's like coming together. Wow, okay. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and pause it, finish it out, kind of stacking back here. Maybe we'll do one more while we're talking here. I think that I just kind of wanted to show you my thought process on this, so that, yeah, you would be, I don't want to say up to speed, but basically up to speed when we come back, when I'm decorating. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I see it now, right? Yeah, so, and I know that there was questions about how I did the box from the last one. And so, yep, this is pretty much, I just took it and went with it. And it was a Triscuit box. I think that question got asked a few times. So, and this technique, I think, would work with just about anything. Like, we could totally do one with, like, Lorna's wallpaper kits. Maybe I'll do that. I've got to do my pink challenge, which you've probably already seen by now, but this one's being recorded ahead of that. So, yeah, we could totally do that. Okay, so here's where I'm going to stop on this side, and then I'm going to turn it around to this side and go this direction, so that it matches a little bit, if that makes any sense, as far as where the rip lines are. So, okay guys, I will finish this other half, and I'll probably cut it down before the next video, or next segment, I guess, of the video. I'll check to see what the length is on this one. If it's around 30 minutes, which I don't think that it is, then I will, if it's not close to 30, then I'll add some more. And then, I mean, you guys that have been with me for a while know the drill. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, guys, I am back. Oh, sorry about the jiggle. So this will be, since the other portion was only like 20 minutes, we'll go ahead and finish out some of this. What I'm going to do now is just glue these dragonflies. I couldn't decide how exactly I wanted to do them, so we're just going to glue, and then I'm going to antique Mod Podge, because Susan's papers seem to love the antique Mod Podge, so I think that's just what we're going to do. And then I'm going to stay away from the edges in case I decide I want to sew around it. And then I think we'll add a little bit of something, fabric or something, to the spine. And that little guy cute. Yeah, I got my little thing of magic up there. You can probably see it. I just, like, I know I've said before, but I love dragonflies. Like, they are literally my favorite insect. So, yep, and I'll put together the other side of the cover with you, and we'll antique Mod Podge one of them, like one side, and then obviously I'll have to let it dry. And then in the next video, I will probably just bring you along for the decorating of it. And I just about cut off that wing. I'm gonna be kind of careful before it gets set down. I don't have a dry wipe out. Okay. It's alright. That is one thing about Mod Podging. You can cover all your glue up with other glue. So that works out good. So yeah, it's pretty, sorry about the change in lighting. Obviously it's nighttime here now. think I might hit that little guy with a little bit of ink, blend him in a little. So, and I did, our Hobby Lobby is open. Yay! Step in the right direction, right? Though our city has like locked it down to you can't go in any store without a mask, which I'm good with. But I did get a little of my restless, haven't been to a craft store energy out. Tuesday morning was open as well. Though we didn't really have as much luck there finding what I was needing. Right now, as of filming, I still have yet to find my like cancellation stamp set. So we went into Tuesday morning looking for a new set, and of course it's like the only one they didn't have. So yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I did with it. So that's kind of a bummer. Oh, guess I should make sure I'm up in frame, huh? When I was cleaning, I kind of jostled everything. Let me just check here. Yeah, okay. I jostled it, and so now I have to keep checking. Yeah, can you ever really actually have any, like, too many dragonflies? I don't actually think that's possible, like, ever. I'm gonna hit that with ink a little bit. That one with a little bit of ink too. What I'm hoping too is that the Mod Podge, the antique Mod Podge, will really pull out and highlight the dragonflies. That's what I'm hoping for anyways. Oh, and I guess you guys haven't seen the other side of this yet. Oh, and I didn't glue him down yet either. Got a little ahead of myself. Thinking I was done. And my art glitter glue is still pouring out of there. Hoping those don't blend in too much. But while I was at Hobby Lobby, I did find a dragonfly kit, or not kit, dragonfly fabric. And while really pretty, it wouldn't have matched what we're doing here. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but such is life, right? I don't actually think it's going to matter too much where I put like the rest of this, so to speak, as far as like big ones. Just trying to see what else I got for big ones. I have a few still cut over here, but I think for big ones that's about it, because I lost my big one that was on the front. Kind of like that one too. I was thinking just maybe 3 on the inside cover here. And that still gives me room for a little tuck. I'm probably not even in frame, huh? Let's do this one. I like it better down there. We need another one that looks like it's in flight. Maybe that one. I'll pull out the browns. Okay, yep, I think I like that placement there. It's really quiet in here tonight. Can't really believe it. Gracie is still on a video chat with one of her friends, which I never say anything because that girl doesn't usually talk on the phone. You know, like when I was growing up, we used to always talk on the phone, right? I mean, like, it was so bad in my house. We had like a 50-foot cord thing, like a extension thing, and we would carry it around. I didn't really have one of those like long coily things, but yeah, my dad, oh, I probably shouldn't say this. I probably shouldn't even divulge this. Okay, but my parents divorced when I was like early teen, like 13, 12 or 13, I think. Anyways, so to annoy my mom, my dad got me my own personal phone line, which was great for me because, you know, I could talk to whoever whenever I wanted, right? Yeah, the silly things that divorced parents do, huh? Yeah, so that said, I also had this piece, or like a cord thing that like you push the button and the cord like rolled back up in there. Well, the phone jack was in the living room, and this thing like went out like 50, probably 50, 60 feet, I bet. And so I would walk around, you know, in circles. Like when mom wasn't home, I would, you know, walk around the kitchen and everything. Well, before you knew it, you were like tangled up, right? So I had to learn to carry that thing with me and just feed it out as I went. And like as I was coming back, I would have to remember to like kind of suck it back up. Yeah, I think I probably spent hours in my bedroom with that cord underneath the door, just talking away. And when I was like in elementary school, living so rural, we still had party lines. And I'm sure most of you probably know what a party line is. I don't know what it was like living in the city because, you know, we didn't, there, up until I was a teenager, there really wasn't a thing as such as private lines. And if you had a private line, you were like walking in high cotton, right? So yeah, we had was it 2 or 4 houses were connected to one thing. So like if your neighbors were on the phone, and you needed to make a call, you had to ask them to hang up because like you could totally like eavesdrop on their conversations. Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I heard some whoppers when I was a kid because that used to be the thing, you know, sometimes if you were sneaky enough and it was quiet around, you could pick up and listen to your neighbor's like whole conversation. So, you know, obviously kids are always nosy. And so, yeah. Then we had this one stinker of a neighbor. I don't know if our parents and her like kind of got into like a word battle or how that exactly like got started, but what she would do is she would just take the phone off the hook like she was making a call, and then at that point nobody, oh, that was supposed to go the other way, huh? Oh well, too late now. Is what it is. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so she would take her phone off the hook and to where then nobody could make a phone call, and then she would like walk away from it for hours at a time. So yeah, that was pretty annoying. yeah, so I don't know what got me started on that. Oh yeah, Grace. So she's talking to a friend tonight on FaceTime or whatever media they happen to be FaceTiming on, Messenger or something. I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, they're giggling. All right, so let's just go for gold, and we are going to start Mod Podging. And I will just put on the first layer with you guys. I know most of you have probably seen it, but maybe some of you have not. I'm going to give my normal disclaimer. See, smell. Yeah, it stinks. This stuff is disgusting in the smell department. It smells very foul. But the results are absolutely stunning. So if you're very, very sensitive to smell, I would definitely either A, do it in a very well ventilated area, or I would have somebody who's not sensitive do it, or don't get it at all. Because, yeah, it's disgusting. Like, it's a cross between, like, the worst cleaner smell and varnish, like, all rolled into one. It's gross. And the same with all Mod Podge. You want to make sure that there's nothing pooling around it, like in your little crevices and stuff. Like I said, I haven't quite decided if I'm going to sew that or not. I think I'm just going to kind of wait to see how this turns out. Oh, Lord. It stinks. Not even kidding. Ugh. And I will tell you if when things like really stink. That way you guys can know to look out for that. And these sponges were really cheap. And boy, can you tell that they are. Oh, yeah, every time you dip in there, you do get a nose full. I mean, I guess for me, the smell's worth it because of the end results. But like I said, if you're I don't want to say oversensitive because that sounds bad, but if you're very sensitive to noxious odors, this is probably not the stuff for you. Yeah, I think I might do this to a couple of tags too. Because I have the offshoots of this one. God, isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Yes, I love it so far. Okay, guys, I will be right back because I bet you that was only just a couple of minutes. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, flip it over, do the inside cover, and then we'll show you the finished product. Wow. It's not even 100% dry yet, and oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, all right, we'll see you in a few minutes, guys. Okay, guys, I am back for just a minute, and just wanted to show you how that turned out. Yeah, I love it. I love the way that her graphics turns out with that antique Mod Podge. It's gorgeous, and it's supple yet firm, and it's not quite dry yet. It'll be like dry in the morning, and we'll start again on some of that stuff. And I just wanted to show you really quick another thing that I am working on tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna finish letting that dry both sides. And then I went ahead and did some tags out of the scraps and just added butterflies like we did there. These aren't quite dry yet. One of the things, a tip I'd like to pass on is you can't really see it probably in the camera, but there's a little bit of bubbling right there, and it's not quite dry enough yet, I don't think. Yeah, if I try to go over the top of that, it's really gonna mess it up. Okay, so this one's better. Okay, so if you get a little bit of bubbling, yep, still wet. What you can do, and this one is bubbled in the middle pretty good. Okay, what you can do is I'm gonna do it lightly here, and I'm not gonna press real hard, but once it's like not tacky anymore, but still wet, if that makes any sense, like you can tell when Mod Podge is dry because it, you know, it gets stiff, right? Oop, sorry, I mean to do that. But you can take your little bone folder and smooth it back out, and that's a little bit wet there. Hold on just a second. Hey, Grace, can you go get Piper, please? And just kennel her? Okay, so what I'm doing, sorry, I should have continued to talk. I was just making sure that the puppy calmed down. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm smoothing it back down so there's no longer any bubbles in it. Sometimes that'll work, sometimes it won't, but you won't really know whether it worked or not until it's like completely dry. So far it's worked on the cover doing it that way. And it doesn't, when it dries, it's not even, like, you can't even really tell it that bad. There's not really any bubbling on this side. But there is on this side. And I'm not going to push really hard because there's still some wet Mod Podge on there. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it, is I just go over it with my bone folder and smooth them down. Okay. All right, so, and then I just went over these pieces here just to see the difference in between Mod Podged and not Mod Podged. And let me see if I can, this is probably the closest. So it just gives it a little bit of difference. Highlights it a little bit, I think. So I don't know what I'll end up doing with this piece, but I just thought I would try it, and I did it with this one too. And it's not dry. I mean, you can tell it's still wet right through here. So we'll just see what it brings. Yeah. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video, and that will probably be obviously within a day or two or whatever. And by that time, I'll sew in the signature, and then we can start decorating. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye.